He was just very popular his whole life, and he had passed away, like I mentioned, 7 years ago, and he was about 65 years old when he passed. But Tumbleweed Walton was kind of one of the famous celebrities of the 70s, and it's kind of amazing that he never won a race, but everyone loved Tumbleweed. And he was really a big time. He was placed in ads with like Sonny Nutter and Select Vans or something, and he just hung around with all the top riders. He was one of the boys. I'm not really hanging out with these guys, these old timers, maybe because I'm a teenager still. But Tumbleweed, he hung out with all the famous old time racers, and he just was a character, and he was beloved by all who knew him, and he just was one of those icons of the 1970s Speedway. And like I mentioned, he wasn't the top rider at all. In fact, like I mentioned, he probably never finished a race in his life, but he just was really a cool dude, and he was a big guy, and he was huge, and everyone said, like, how can this big guy ride a speedway bike? How can he fit on a speedway bike? He's so big, he's so huge. But Tumbleweed was a cool dude, and he was a nice guy. And like I mentioned, I had got together with Tumbleweed, and like we had chatted and stuff, and he just was a good human being. And he was a singer, and he did a lot of religious songs as he got older, and he was beloved by all who knew him. He was like one of those guys you meet in life that you meet him and you're immediately attracted to that person. And Tumbleweed Walton, I think his name is Patrick, he was very magnetic to all those people who knew him. And like I say, he was deeply involved in his religious church and his people. And when he had passed away, he had a big service, and it was like lots of people from his church. They attended the service, and he just was beloved. And everyone, like I say, who knew Tumbleweed will never forget that guy. And it's sad he passed away only at age 65. But he was a big dude. He had trimmed down a little bit, but he still was a kind of a big guy. And like I say, he had a fantastic life, and he was remembered by all who knew him, especially in the 70s. He always liked to relate as a speedway rider. He was always liked to be included as one of those legends, the legends of the 70s. And Tumbleweed Walton will always be included in that group of people, those legends. And like I say, he was the worst rider who was the most popular rider of all, one of them. And Tumbleweed Walton was just a character, good guy, nice heart. He just was a quality human being. And we appreciate the life of Tumbleweed Walton, and everyone just enjoyed this guy. He was just a very class act, and he was just magnetic to all that knew him. So who do we honor today? One of the great speedway personalities of all time, not riders. There was a few better riders than him, but he made everything around him good, and he was electric. And for being not the best rider, he was definitely very popular. And rest in peace. God bless you, Tumbleweed, because I know he's religious, and I know he has a great relationship with God in the next life. So we commend the beautiful life, the beautiful human being of who, and that was Mr. Tumbleweed Patrick Walton. Rest in peace.